Starting off this countdown, we have Joe Jonas. So Taylor Swift and Joe Jonas dated for a short period of time during Joe's Disney Channel days. In 2008, Taylor completely exposed Joe on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She revealed that Joe dumped her through a 25-second phone call. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. But years later, Taylor actually came forward and apologized to Joe for doing this. She said that she was young and felt bad for putting Joe on blast on Ellen's show. Joe later responded to Taylor's apology and said, and I quote, "It's something that I probably was feeling pretty bad about when I was younger. At the end of the day, I've moved on. I'm sure Taylor's moved on. It feels nice and we're all friends. It's all good. At least there's no more bad blood between them, so that's good." Moving on, at number 9 we have Katy Perry. This was a very famous and public feud. It all started in 2014 when Taylor Swift accused Perry of stealing her backup dancers. To make matters worse, Perry also started dating Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend John Mayer, which obviously Taylor was not too fond of. Then the two went back and forth for a long time, calling each other out publicly. And apparently the song Bad Blood and Look What You Made Me Do are both about Katy Perry. But in May of 2018, the two made up with each other. Perry sent Taylor Swift a literal olive branch. Then later, Taylor sent her cookies, and Katy even made a guest appearance in Taylor's music video, You Need to Calm Down. So it looks like they finally put their past in the past. Coming in at number 8, we have Connor Kennedy. Taylor and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s son got together in 2012 for a summer fling. Taylor reportedly exposed their relationship in her song Begin Again, but in a positive way. The song shows how respectful he was compared to other guys. He would do little gestures like pull out the chair for her before she sat down and would walk her to her car. She sings about how positive this relationship is compared to her past relationships, so she exposed him for being a great guy. Moving on, at number 7 we have John Mayer. When Taylor Swift was only 19 years old, she got into a relationship with 32-year-old John Mayer, who has quite the reputation of being a player, so no wonder it didn't work out between them. After their breakup in 2010, Taylor wrote a song called Dear John, which, come on, it's clearly about John Mayer. The song basically alludes to the fact that he manipulated her and she regretted the whole relationship. The lyrics go as so: "Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. I should have known. And you'll add my name to your long list of traitors who don't understand. And I'll look back and regret how I ignored when they said, run as fast as you can." That's pretty damn deep, Taylor. Wow. Coming in at number 6 we have Kanye West. Oh boy, the drama between these two. I'm sure you're familiar with how he rudely interrupted her at the VMAs. Yeah, well, that was just the beginning of this lengthy feud. Years later, Kanye released his song Famous with the lyrics, and I quote, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous. I made that famous." And the music video features a wax figure of a naked Taylor Swift in bed with Kanye and other naked celebs. According to Taylor, she had no prior knowledge that she would be referred to as a B in this song. Then the phone call that the two had was leaked online, but it wasn't the full version. Taylor responded with, "Where's the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me that bitch in his song? It doesn't exist because it never happened. You don't get to control someone's emotional response to being called that B in front of the entire world. While I wanted to be supportive of Kanye on the phone call, you cannot approve a song you've never heard. Being falsely painted as a liar when I was never given the full story or played any part of the song is character assassination." Taylor went off. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Kim Kardashian. Of course, Kim Kardashian got involved in the whole Taylor-Kanye drama. She just couldn't help herself. Well, someone was recording their phone call and people think that it was Kim. Not only that, but she's the one who released sections of the call onto her Snapchat story calling Taylor out. So Kim tried to expose Taylor, but in the end just exposed herself. She chose what sections of the call to include to make it seem like Taylor agreed to Kanye's song. Whereas if you actually listen to the full phone call, you can tell how awkward Taylor was about it all, and how she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to think about it," and she was just trying to be so polite to Kanye about it all. In our 4th spot we have Camila Belle. Camila Belle is an actress who was Joe Jonas's girlfriend right after he and Taylor Swift broke up. Apparently, Taylor blames Camila for being the reason that the two broke it off. Her song Better Than Revenge is said to be about her. The lyrics go as so: "She's not a saint and she's not what you think. She's an actress, she's better known for the things she does on the mattress. Soon she's gonna find stealing other people's toys on the playground won't make you many friends. She should keep in mind there is nothing I do better than revenge." Not gonna lie, that was pretty ruthless. Like, she came for Camila. Coming in at number 3, we have Harry Styles. "We never go out of style," aka Harry Styles. Apparently that song is about Harry Styles, and I didn't even realize. Anyway, so the two low-key dated for a couple of months before calling it quits after a heated argument. The two never really spoke openly about their relationship while they were in it, so it's no shocker that they didn't really mention the breakup afterwards. As for the songs written about Harry, rumor has it that it's I Knew You Were Trouble, Out of the Woods, and of course Style, among others. It makes Harry look bad when she says things like, and I quote, "No apologies, he'll never see you cry, pretends he doesn't know that he's the reason why you're drowning. And the saddest fear comes creeping in that you never loved me or her or anyone or anything." It just makes Harry Styles seem bad, and I love Harry Styles. Let me know in the comments below, were you a fan of One Direction? If so, who was your favorite cast member? I liked Liam Payne and Harry Styles, obviously. Coming in at number 2, we have Scooter Braun. By now, we all know that Scooter Braun is, not the nicest guy in the world, and often manipulates the artists that he works with. Well, Taylor exposed him big time. In June of 2019, Scooter purchased Taylor from her former record label Big Machine Records, which means he got all the rights to Taylor's songs, which is why Taylor is re-releasing all her old work, so that she has control over her masters again. Well, on Tumblr, Taylor wrote a lengthy message all about this, and accused Scooter of incessant manipulative bullying. She continued on saying, and I quote, "The message being said to me is very clear. Basically, be a good little girl and shut up, or you'll be punished. This is wrong. Neither of these men had a hand in the writing of those songs. They did nothing to create the relationship I have with my fans. So this is where I'm asking for your help." And in our number 1 spot today, we have Jake Gyllenhaal. Man, the Swifties are coming after Jake, holy. So one of the songs that Taylor re-released is All Too Well, which is apparently about Jake Gyllenhaal. In the song, Taylor sings about how she left her scarf at his sister's house and he's hung onto it after all those years and still wears it. Well, paparazzi shots show Taylor out on a stroll with Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Taylor is wearing this black scarf with stripes. Years later, after their breakup, Jake was seen wearing that exact same scarf. So Swifties are currently spamming Jake's Instagram with scarf emojis, and they all want him to return the scarf, which is kind of funny. But poor Jake, he's under fire now. But that's not the only song said to be about him. Others include We're Never Getting Back Together, I Almost Do, State of Grace, and The Moment I Knew, among others. And the songs don't really paint the best picture of Jake. Starting off this countdown, we have the scarf. This is probably the most obvious Easter egg. It was featured in both her recent videos. In I Bet You Think About Me, we see Taylor Swift crashing her ex's wedding. In a scene, Taylor gives the bride a gift, and inside is a red scarf. The same red scarf was featured in the All Too Well short film. In All Too Well, we see Sadie Sink wearing a red scarf and taking it off and placing it on a railing. Towards the end of the video, we see an older version of her ex wearing the red scarf that Sadie left at his sister's house. The lyrics even go as so: I left my scarf there at your sister's house, and you've still got it in your drawer even now. And apparently this is about Jake Gyllenhaal. The scarf she is referring to is the one that she was seen wearing on her outing with Jake and his sister Maggie. Years later, after their breakup, Jake was seen wearing what appears to be Taylor's scarf. There are tons of other Easter eggs from that short film that has led audience to believe that it is indeed about her relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. We'll talk about more of these shortly. Coming in at number 9, we have the wedding cake. Some Hawkeye fans have noticed that the cake in I Bet You Think About Me is very symbolic. First off, Taylor has a thing for destroying cakes. She did it in the Blank Space music video and the You Need to Calm Down music video, and again in this one. What you may have missed though is the detail on the cake. The first tier of the cake features the numbers 13 and 26. 13, of course, is Taylor Swift's favorite number. 26 is present because the song is track 26 on Red, Taylor's version. Other fans think that on November 26, Taylor will be releasing something else or announcing something on that day. So for now, we just need to wait to see if they're right. Continuing on, the middle tier has the design seen on the ring she wore for the cover of the album Red, Taylor's version. It also features the Love ring design. That was the ring that Taylor apparently wore while writing the original Red album. And the bottom tier has a bunch of birds on it. That might be a nod to the shirt on the 1989 album cover, which also has those birds on it. It's just incredible how much detail and thought she put into this video. Coming in our 8th spot, we have Speak Now. In the music video for I Bet You Think About Me, fans pointed out that the storyline feels like the Speak Now music video that we never got. Speak Now includes lyrics that go as so: I am not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion. Well, in the music video, Taylor crashes her ex's wedding. Continuing on, she talks about him marrying the wrong girl, and in the music video we see Miles Teller, who plays her ex, second guessing himself. Who else noticed these references? Let me know in the comments below. Coming in at number 7, we have the Red gift box. Before the release of the All Too Well and I Bet You Think About Me videos, Taylor posted a reel teasing about it all. One of the things she posted was a pic of a red box with the caption, "It's Red season." While this red gift box was then seen in both videos. In All Too Well, there's a scene where Sadie is celebrating her 21st birthday. In the back behind her is the very same red gift box. In I Bet You Think About Me, of course, there's that scene where Taylor gives the bride the scarf in the same red gift box. We love the reoccurring themes. It's also fun to look for them in Taylor's videos. Moving on to number 6, we have the kids table. In I Bet You Think About Me, Taylor shows up uninvited to her ex's wedding and decides to sit at the kids table. Well, people have a theory that that whole scene is symbolic. Her sitting at the kids table might allude to the fact that her ex used to treat her like a child. I mean, Taylor dated Jake when he was 29 and she was 20. Maybe that's why he felt this way. Not only that, but in the video she is seen goofing off with the kids. She puts 2 straws in her mouth and acts like a walrus. In another segment, she is drinking a juice box with the Flower Girls. It's a great scene, and if the internet sleuths are right and that was the meaning behind this scene, then damn, Jake! Wow. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the red ring. So I already mentioned how the cake in I Bet You Think About Me featured the logo that was seen on her red ring. The one that she's seen wearing on the album cover for Red, Taylor's version. It's not actually a red ring, it just says red. Kind of confusing. Well, the ring itself makes an appearance in I Bet You Think About Me. While Taylor is seated at the kids' table, she teaches the kids how to show their middle finger. On Taylor's middle finger is the red ring. So could this be a huge FU to Scooter Braun, who owns all her masters? Maybe. Coming in at number 4, we have the symbolic lighting. So in I Bet You Think About Me, there's a scene where Taylor dances with her ex, aka the groom. As she does so, the lighting changes to blue. Why? Well, in the song Red, she sings, and I quote, "Losing him was blue like I've never known." And then, when she leaves, the lighting turns gray, because in the same song she sings, "Missing him was dark gray all alone." I find it cool how she's referencing other songs in this music video, and shout out to all the fans who are noticing these references. Moving on to number 3, we have his clothes. Here's another Easter egg that makes a nod to another one of her songs. So in All Too Well, at the beginning of the film, we see Dylan O'Brien wearing a plaid shirt. Towards the end, when Sadie is mourning their relationship, we see her in his plaid shirt. Well, in Last Kiss from Speak Now, Swift sings, and I quote, "But now I'll go sit in the floor wearing your clothes." Again, this is another reference to another song in a song. Pretty trippy. Coming in at number 2, we have the 2 Jakes. Taylor is savage for this one, and I absolutely love it. So in the All Too Well short film, obviously Sadie is meant to be Taylor, and Dylan O'Brien is meant to resemble Jake. If you don't think so, then let me just highlight why. First off, Dylan was dressed like Jake with that beanie and his full bushy beard. Not only that, but let's take a look at one of the final scenes. Older Sadie was played by Taylor herself. Well, how about older Dylan? Well, we never really see his face, only the back of him. But if you look at the cast, older Dylan is played by a guy named Jake Lyon. Dude, Taylor literally got a guy named Jake to play Jake. She's my hero now. That's iconic. And in our number 1 spot today we have the collab with Ed Sheeran. Yeah, Taylor and Ed might be collaborating again, and I don't know about you, but I'm excited. So in Taylor's music video for I Bet You Think About Me, at the end of the video, Taylor takes her 2 fingers and wipes the cake's icing. By doing so, it creates an equal sign in the cake. And what artist do we know that has an equal sign for their album? Ed Sheeran for his Equals album. So fans think that this was Taylor's way of revealing that the two will be working together for that album. Not only that, but Blake Lively, who directed the music video, tweeted out a pic of the cake with the equal sign and used some hearts and a playing card Joker emoji. While Ed Sheeran revealed that he is working on a remix for his song The Joker and the Queen with an American artist. It's gotta be Taylor, guys. It has to be.
And at number 10, a refrigerator light. Taylor's latest music video, I Bet You Think About Me, is full of Easter eggs that connect to the song All Too Well, which is widely believed to be about Jake Gyllenhaal. In the music video for I Bet You Think About Me, Taylor and Miles Teller, who is playing her past love interest, are dancing together at his wedding, and he has an out-of-body experience where he's thinking about what the dance would be like if he married Taylor instead of the woman that he's marrying that day. When this flashback sort of moment occurs, we see a bright white light, and then Taylor appears and the two dance together. Some think the cold, harsh light at the wedding could be a reference to the dancing that was done in the All Too Well music video. In All Too Well, Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien dance together at night, using the refrigerator light as their backdrop. When you compare that scene to the one of them dancing in I Bet You Think About Me, it seems that in the new video it's referencing the past when they danced in the harsh blue refrigerator light. Of course, linking the two videos together even further. And at number 9, the top hat. In the music video for I Bet You Think About Me, Taylor hides behind a top hat, but it's only shown for a moment, so it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Until some fans realized it was the same top hat that Taylor wore when she performed her Red song We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together at the 2012 MTV Europe Music Awards. And these songs are rumored to be about the same person, aka Jake Gyllenhaal, so this is yet another thing that links the songs together. And at number 8, red sneakers. In the video for I Bet You Think About Me, Taylor dances with Miles Teller, and it's a moment that he has to think, what if he married Taylor instead of the woman that he just married? The two share an emotional dance, then Taylor goes to walk off. But before she does, she lifts up her huge white wedding dress and reveals that she is wearing red sneakers underneath the dress, not the typical heels that you'd expect. Which clearly means that she is hinting to something bigger. A fan on Twitter suggested this could be a reference to the Red song, Begin Again, when Swift sings, quote, "He didn't like it when I wore high heels." And at number 7, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together reference. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together was the lead single off the album Red, so of course her other songs might hint towards the message in that song. Fans think this was the case in a part of the All Too Well short film. During a montage of the breakup, we see Sadie Sink crying in her bed with her phone close to her, hinting that she just got off the phone or she's crying about a text. Many think this was a reference to a lyric in We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, where Swift sings, quote, "So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you." And I'm like, I mean, this is exhausting, you know? Like, we are never ever getting back together. Like, ever. And at number 6, All Too Well book. At the end of the All Too Well short film, we see Taylor as a grown-up Sadie reading from a book she wrote called All Too Well. The book is blue and immediately catches the eyes of the viewer. And obviously we can insinuate the book would have been based on the experiences that Taylor had in the first part of the video. After the release of the video, fans realized that Taylor teased the book on her TikTok months before. In October, Taylor posted a TikTok about fall, and at one point she writes the lyric, quote, "Just between us, did the love affair maim you too?" she wrote in the blue book. Later it turned out the lyric was from the 10-minute version of All Too Well, and the actual book she was writing in was going to be showcased in the video. Halfway number 5, Invisible String. This one is more like an obvious reference than an Easter egg, but unless you're a well-versed Taylor fan, you might not have noticed. In the music video for the song Willow, there's a gold string-like thing that is seen throughout the video. This string is a nod to the folklore track Invisible String. In that song, she sings about how this invisible string is tying her to a partner, and it weaves through time to show the past and present of the relationship. In the lyrics, she references to the string as, quote, "One single thread of gold tied me to you." Essentially, the string is used in the video to tie all the moments together so viewers can experience the love story. And at number 4, Look What You Made Me Do. The music video for Look What You Made Me Do is easily Taylor's most dramatic and filled with the most Easter eggs. The album Reputation constantly references Taylor's past and the moments that became scandals. In an interview with Jimmy Fallon, Swift explained that Look What You Made Me Do was the first time she ever made a quote crazy video where the Easter eggs are out of control. The most prominent reference in this music video is to snakes. Snakes are all around the video, which references her infamous feud with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Then in one part she dresses up as Katy Perry, her arch nemesis who she had a long feud with. Although some even think this person was an alter ego of Taylor, and the Grammy she is holding is a reference to the Grammy that Red deserved. A gravestone also has the name Neil Schorberg on it, which is a reference to the feud between her and Calvin Harris over his hit song that she co-wrote called This Is What You Came For. She also references another huge scandal with Kanye West when she says, quote, "I would really like to be excluded from this narrative." And at number 3, Me. Me with Brendan Urie was the lead single off Taylor's album Lover, and that video was full of Easter eggs for the upcoming album. She even told fans in a Q&A that the video was loaded with them. Easily the biggest Easter egg was the title of the album, Lover. The word was briefly written in the background of one scene, and when the album was released, fans realized the title was there the whole time. Another Easter egg was the title of the next single off the album, You Need to Calm Down. In the very beginning of the video for Me, Taylor and Brendan are fighting, and he tells her, quote, "You need to calm down," which of course was the next single off the album. And at number 2, The Man. The Man was the final music video from the album Lover, but there was a huge twist ending that most fans did not expect. The song showcases a man going about his daily life, being rude, and doing whatever he wants while making other people uncomfortable. We follow him till the very end when we see Taylor as a director telling the man that he needs to do better. Once the credits for the video roll, we realize the man in the video was actually Taylor wearing heavy prosthetics. Some fans knew it was Taylor in the beginning of the video, while others had no idea till the very end. Another not so subtle Easter egg in the video is when Taylor's male alter ego pees on a subway wall that has the names of Taylor's first 6 albums written on it. Finally, number 1, Cardigan. In the music video of Cardigan, Taylor showcases a photo of an old man that is actually her grandfather. For this album, Taylor says she focused more on the Easter eggs in the lyrics of the songs rather than in the videos. Swift said, quote, "One thing I did purposely on this album was to put the Easter eggs in the lyrics more than just in the videos. But of course there were still Easter eggs in the videos too." Taylor revealed that near the beginning of the video, there's a picture of a man that turns out to be her grandfather. In the same frame as the photo, we also see a clock with the hands pointed to 1 and 3. This is a reference to the 13th track on Folklore called Epiphany, which was inspired by her grandfather.